Well, God bless and welcome to Pastor on Call. I am Pastor Mike. It's good to have you with us here, and I hope that you are enjoying the videos as much as I am bringing them forth to you. Also, don't forget to make sure that you subscribe and put your comments below. Um, the topic of this teaching is what is being too pushy? What would you consider being too pushy of a witness for Christ? I can only use myself as an example that when I first got saved back in the very early 80s, I was so passionate, so excited, so young, so naive in many ways. And I can say that in many ways, I believe, and folks have told me this, that when they saw me coming, they knew that I was going to talk about the Lord, and a lot of times they turned in the other direction. Um, and for some of them, that turned them off. And for some, they knew that when I was around, that they were going to hear me witnessing for Christ. And for some, they have testified that that has blessed them. But over the years, I have learned the difference between being bold for Christ and just being plain obnoxious. And I think that just comes through years and years and years of learning how to do it the right way, the most effective way. First of all, in the early years of my faith, I used to just, in a sense, jam it down your throat. You know, I wanted you to know what I believed in. I wanted you to believe in the same things I believed in. And if you didn't, I had an attitude about it. And today, it's a little different story. Today, I don't look at my witnessing in the same way. First of all, if I've witnessed to somebody, there's probably going to be another dozen people coming along behind me or have come before me to witness to that same person that God has sent to that same person. But let me tell you something that I've learned over the years. I don't like to be pushy anymore, and I don't like people pushing me either with their beliefs systems. Amen? So what I have learned over the years is that something I've read here in Matthew chapter 7 and verse number 6. So if you want to take a look at Matthew chapter 7 and verse number 6, Jesus said, "Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you into pieces." Now, that sounds like a pretty serious thing that he said there in terms of bringing what is holy. And he's saying dogs and swine. He really means people. In other words, he's saying don't bring a message that is holy. Don't bring something that is holy to people that don't want to hear your message. And he calls them dogs and swines. The way that I like to think about witnessing is this. We can be obnoxious when we witness to people. There's no question about it, and we turn people off, and they have no effect. There's a difference between being obnoxious and being bold. When you're bold, you come across with a sense of authority about who you're talking about. But when you're being obnoxious, at the end of the day, it's just all about hearing yourself blah, 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 blah. And I don't like that, and people don't like that. What the Lord here is saying, though, is something that I've applied over the years. And I even do this in church with members of my church. I am very selective when and to whom I distribute wisdom to. I'm very selective on how much I say and to whom I say it. If a person is not eager, if a person is not hungry, if a person is not open to hearing the holy things of God, the deep wisdoms of God, I usually back off. I make myself available to people. People know where to find me. But I usually wait till people come and search me out for the holy things, for the deep things, for the wise things. I like people to search me. That's why the Lord spoke in parables. He spoke in parables so that it would develop in people or create in people or stimulate people to think a little bit deeper than just on the surface. So the way that I do it, whether it's in the church or out there on the streets, I want people to know who I am, not because of what I say, but the way that I live my life. And when people see that the way that you live your life lines up with what you say, then you become believable. And then when you find yourself in a situation where somebody says, boy, that's a guy or woman of integrity, then your message is so much stronger. So be really careful that you don't come across obnoxious to people. And also remember one thing, that it's probably more important that you develop relationships and friendships with the people that you feel compelled to witness to. But at the end of the day, just remember this, that you're not the only one. The world does not revolve around you and witnessing to somebody. If you just may be a small piece in that person's life and who you're witnessing to. So how do you like to be witnessed? Do you like people pushing things down your throat and jamming it down your throat and being obnoxious? Well, of course you don't, and I don't either. I think the most effective witnessing that we can do out there in the world is to make sure that our life, the way we conduct ourselves, the way we speak, is the greatest witness of all. And be careful when you're out there witnessing that you're just not enjoying hearing yourself speak. Sometimes it's better to hear what they have to say. And, um, and, and just be careful, because at the end of the day, we want to be effective for Christ. We don't want to push people away. Amen? So the best thing to do is work on you, work on your heart, and make sure that when people bump into you on the street, that your message, right, and your lifestyle match up. I think that's the most effective witnessing tool that I can say after 30 years of serving the Lord. Amen? God bless. I hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon. See you soon. Don't forget to put your comments below. And I certainly do enjoy uh, getting your comments in your replies. God bless. Talk to you later in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.